Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's try this again. Hey, Swanky Pants. Thanks for tuning in. Glad you're here live with us on YouTube. I normally stream on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/bludgeon. So, make sure to follow me there as well. Let's see here. Itchy. Yeah, thank you for watching. And is there a general strategy you enter into every game with? I mean, I do have kind of a set pattern that, is open to adaptation, but typically I want to get my sword master as soon as I can. And I want to get my high council seat as soon as I can, and I want to get good cards as soon as I can. I typically want to have enough spice to go to Hayliner when round 7 comes around. Choose your leader. You know what? I haven't played Paul for a while. Let's try Paul here. Dice hands. Do I think they'll add Uprising eventually? Maybe, but I think it's going to be a while. They've got to get Rise of Ix out the door. Depending on how that goes, they may do Immortality. Then, someday maybe Uprising, but it probably depends on how well everything goes. Let's see. Did I chat about the future of the game? I haven't yet, but we'll maybe do some chatting about that. Okay, what can I do here? Well, let me just do this to start with, and I think I'm just going to pass on this one. Throw up a super chat next time. I'm not even totally sure what that is, to be honest with you, but if that's like something you can do where you like donate to the channel or whatever, I think I need to hit 500 subs on YouTube before I can do that. But if you're so inclined, feel free to subscribe to my Twitch stream, which is twitch.tv/bludgeon. But that kind of stuff should be set up on YouTube soon-ish. Michael, Newsom, and Dice Hands, you're afraid of jumping into a live game? I mean, I understand that. But I would say don't worry about it. Just go in. You might lose. That's fine. I lose most of the time. I did actually play Uprising today for the first time, which was quite exciting. It was very interesting. It was like, it kind of brought me a lot of the same feelings I had the first time I played the game, which is like, what is even happening? My turns were taking quite a long time trying to figure out like what, there's like spies and like worms and how does everything work? But it was very cool. Well, I think I want to use my diplomacy. It's either that or go to Carthag. Carthag would let me get something here. An intrigue card wouldn't be bad. But I want to use the diplomacy, and I think The other option would be to like early reveal, or even use my dagger to get an extra persuasion if I really wanted to get, say, this guild ambassador. You know what? That's kind of interesting, actually. That's kind of interesting. You know what? Let's do it. Oh, that gets me to 5, actually. Okay, well, maybe I get a Sardaukar Legion then. Damon, for a first-time player, do I recommend this or Uprising? Personally, I would recommend this. I'd recommend the base game. Like, it's already a pretty complex game to learn when you're first starting to learn it. Like, this is already complex enough, I would say. Uprising, it's more complex. And I think it's a really great game. But I don't think you need, like, it's fine. You could do it. You know what I mean? Like, you could totally start with that, and, you know, you just gotta accept that it's going to take a while to learn it. Your first game is going to be very slow, but that's also true with this. But I would say this is better. This is more kind of pure, distilled, like the essence of what this game is. And you know, try Uprising later when you're looking to mix it up would be my suggestion. David, I'm glad you liked the Learn to Play video. It was kind of a last-minute decision to do that. I've been thinking about doing it for a while, and I was kind of hoping they would fix the messed up combat intrigues before I made the video, because I didn't want to have to explain, you know, well, this is how it works in the game, but this is how it works digitally at the moment. But they have not fixed it, and I don't know if they will. So I just kind of made that video somewhat last minute. So I'm glad it kind of made sense for people. All right, I'm revealing. And I'm revealing for 5. You know, I was actually kind of excited about getting this guild ambassador, but at this point, you know, I think we'll do this. All right, Paul Atreides persuading the Sardaukar Legion to join him. I mean, it makes a certain degree of sense. What are the green Solari numbers? Oh, so Leto Atreides, his special ability is Landsrad popularity. When he sends an agent to a Landsrad board space, it costs 1 less. And so it's showing kind of discounted numbers for him when it's his turn. Yeah, ranked would be really cool. They did say, they made like a post recently about sort of like a roadmap for the game. There wasn't a lot of detail in it, but I think they said that they were thinking about adding a ranked mode, or I don't know. There was nothing super solid, but it was mentioned as something that they would like to do, maybe. So we'll see. But that would be really cool for sure. Okay, I've got to wrap my head around the fact that I'm not playing that other game as Ilbon. I'm like, where's that Jessica? It's kind of interesting, you know, when I'm playing the digital game, I'm so used to clicking on my deck and looking at exactly what cards are coming up. And then when I was playing Uprising today, of course, the physical game, and it's so different not being able to just like look through all the cards in my deck, because obviously you can't do that because you know the order of them. Whereas, you know, in this, you don't know the order that they're going to be, and it's knowledge you theoretically should have if you were, you know, if you have a good memory. So, you know, it makes sense that they let you do it in the digital game, but it does change things for sure when you're used to calculating things like that, and I'm not used to trying to remember exactly what all my cards are. Okay, what is my goal now? Well, I'm the only one with 2 water, so I'm gonna want to visit the Great Flat and then sell Melange. So people are asking, you know, what's my general strategy? Well, I mean, it's not unique to me. This is a common strategy, but, you know, getting some early spice and then selling it for a bunch of Solari to fund Swordmaster and or High Council is what I typically like to do. So my signet ring as Paul Atreides draws me a card, and my other leader ability is Prescience, which means I can look at the top card of my deck at any time. But notice I have no cards in my deck, so I can't see what's coming, right? Which is sort of thematic. Like sometimes Paul can clearly see what's ahead, and sometimes it's like murky. So at the moment, it's murky. Now, if I use the signet ring and draw a card, my discard pile will get shuffled into my deck, and I'll draw one. But I just, unfortunately, right now, I don't know what it is that I'm going to draw. So it's weird that it's showing the green numbers, but it's not actually reducing them for us. For him, it does show that they're lower. For us, it shows that they're reduced, but not that they're lower. It's a little weird. Right, so I want this stuff. So I'll use the signet ring to do it, because that'll draw me a card. Yeah. What's it gonna be? Okay. Do I want to deploy troops? I do, because if I can get some Solari, that would be nice. I mean, I'm planning on getting a bunch here, but if I can get more, all the better. I have 1 dagger to back me up. You know, I think it's not super likely that I get first, but second would not be bad, because selling Melange gets me 10. If I get second, that's 4. That's enough for the Swordmaster and the High Council right there. Osmada, did I play any skirmish last season? I don't know about last season. I played the skirmishes for a while. Like when the game first came out and they first released the skirmishes, I think I played, I don't know. I played a bunch of them, maybe 1 season worth. But I found that it was just kind of burning me out, because it's a new one every 3 days or something, and you basically have to play 3 times each one. And I was just playing too much, and it was, yeah, it felt like a chore. I found them interesting. I liked them, but for me, if it was like once a week, I would do it, but not, you know, not every couple of days. Okay, well, I don't have a lot of options. All I can do is use this dagger. The question is, do I want to? And I think I will. You know what, though? Leto having jumped in here, this dagger might help me get second. But it also might not, and maybe this extra persuasion helps, and this extra troop ends up mattering someday in the future. So kind of what I'm hoping happens here is that, you know, some of these little cards get taken away and Jessica shows up. That would be great. Tomas, greetings to you. Oh, 8. I said I wanted 7. As it stands now, I mean, we'll just see what's there when the time comes. Okay, so yeah, my dagger would not have helped against Helena there anyway. Okay, so Leto keeps first place. Come on, Jessica. No. Okay. Well, 7. I mean, I think I've got to take this Worm Riders. And do I want the assassination mission? I think I will take it. So the Worm Riders, you know, may help me with some combats, but I'm mostly buying it at the moment for the agent action, which is just 2 spice when I use it as an agent, which is really nice. Especially getting it early, I'm going to be able to, you know, activate that a few times. And having that spice is going to make it sort of more feasible for me to visit selective breeding, which will let me potentially trash the assassination mission to get Solari that way. So I did get 2, but it's not the best deal for 2 troops right now. All right, fighting for Imperial Basin. So, oh, this is bad. I did not get a card that can take me to Selmelange. Now, I happen to know through my prescient visions, oh, someone gave me spice coffee today, and I see a ring. What does it mean? There's this ring I keep seeing in my mind. My next card is my signet ring. So I can draw that potentially by going to Arakeen. I won't be able to get the Swordmaster this turn, obviously, because it's been taken. I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway with the cards that I have. Now, is there some way that I can get this Chom directorship? That's something I should consider. Right now, 5 persuasion. I could get maybe 6. If I go here and draw 2, I could take the Mentat. Yep. The Mentat is an interesting option. I could go to Arakeen and draw one. It's a lot of Solari on the board here. Okay, let me do this. I don't normally like to spend my Solari early. Like right now I want to get Solari, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, there might be some High Council seats in the making here, so I don't know. But I am considering a selective breeding with this diplomacy. Trashing that dagger, drawing 2. One of them is Dune the Desert Planet. I don't know what the other one is. It's a little sketch. I have 3 cards in the deck that don't have any persuasion on them. So it might not work. But I kind of want to try it. Although, hold on. No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Because using the diplomacy brings me down 1 persuasion. That brings me down to 5. I'd have to draw a convincing argument and a Dune the Desert Planet out of these. So it's 2, 4, 6 cards. I have to draw 2 cards. Yeah, I don't think I can do it, unfortunately. So, I'm not so sure that was the greatest there, because what I could have potentially done is gone to secure contract, gotten my High Council seat this turn. But anyway, we'll see. Playing the extra stuff is not going to hurt. I mean, I would have liked to have sent that to Wealth, but the reveal on it could be kind of fun. Throw in some troops right at the end. Okay, I have a feeling somebody's going for that that Chome directorship here. All right, well, I'm going to want to end my turn, I'm pretty sure, by selling Melange. It's true, Leto's probably going to get his Swordmaster next turn, so I'm probably not going to get my chance, which means this may be a game where I'm better off just skipping it altogether. I don't know. But I think for now, I may just get myself an intrigue card. Okay. The Signet Ring also does draw me a card, which I kind of forgot. So yeah, I actually did maybe have a shot. Maybe. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. But, yeah, like I said, I haven't played Paul in a long time. All right, so I would like to get my hands on this Shifting Allegiances, I think. If it's there when the time comes, because like I do have some spice generation, right, from the Worm Riders. And so that's another great way to use it. I'm thinking about whether or not I'm going to want to throw troops in there with the Sardaukar Legion at the end, but we'll see. I mean, the advantage of having the Mentat this round is it'll let me kind of know whether I want to do that, right? Because everyone else will have revealed. I'll be able to see what everyone's final kind of combat score is. Mentat, Selmelange, High Council would have been decent, yep. I mean, there's a chance Leto gets unlucky and doesn't draw a card that'll take him to Swordmaster next turn. That is always possible. All right, well, let me do this now. Okay, it was another Dune on top. Interesting. All right, so given that Ilbon did have swords, I don't think I'm going to throw in 3 troops here. Helena, no swords. So, you know, I could throw in all 3 to take second. 2 water is nice to have, but I don't think I'm that pumped about it. All right, well, nobody bought this, so that's good news for me. I could throw in 1 troop to get 1 water. I kind of like that, actually. Rather than 3 troops for 2 water, I like 1 troop for 1 water. And with my 5, is it early enough for this guy to do anything? The Freeman Bond could happen. The trashing could also help me get rid of that assassination mission. So I am going to take this guy. Oh, hello. Let me do an Arrakis liaison to hopefully help me buy something good. And we'll end the turn there. Hey, Emmanuel, nice to see you. I appreciate the message. I'm glad you liked the videos, and I'm glad you tuned in live here. All right, pass. For those of you who learned the game from the video I just put up, I'm curious to know, like, did you know anything about it beforehand? For anyone who... Look at this. Okay, so they ended up tying. All right, I'm happy with my 1. Yeah, I'm curious to know, you know, what was it like learning the game just from that video? Was it clear? Because it's really not an easy game to teach, and I think I definitely still have a lot of improvements to make on the way I explain the game. But I'm glad that it was useful for people, for sure. All right, I'm really hoping Leto got unlucky and did not draw a green access card. We'll see. Voff, is there any info when the X packs will become available? Direwolf mentioned recently that they're targeting summer for Rise of Ix. Okay, he does have the Swordmaster. Well, what are you going to do? Oh, and discard a card. Well... could discard the assassination mission, but it does give me a Solari. So... am I planning on using that dagger? I'll do it like that. Okay, well, there's a lot of spice here to be collected. So this Worm Riders is going to load me up. Nice. You found the video plus the digital version helped? Yeah, good. I think one thing I maybe didn't do the greatest in the video was explaining, like, my hope was that it would work for someone who wanted to play the physical game or the digital game, but I think I maybe didn't do the greatest job of explaining what to do if you were actually playing the physical game. But, you know, hopefully it kind of worked for that. All right, so Worm Riders is going to be sent to Haga Basin here, which is going to give me 6 spice, which is awesome. I love that spice. That spice is good. Wow. Oof. It's tasty. Now, do I want to deploy troops? You know what? I do not want to deploy troops just yet. Looking back a little bit, perhaps I should have used my Dune the Desert Planet to do that instead, because the Worm Riders is more versatile, right? I could also send it to a city if I wanted to. So I'm pretty limited now. Basically, this can only go to Imperial Basin or Secure Contract. We have no information right now about when the next in-game event / tournament type thing will be. No idea. There's been no announcements on that. Have no cards I want to get rid of. I do have cards I want to get rid of, but the only way I can trash anything right now would be by visiting Selective Breeding, but I don't have a Bene Gesserit access card, so I can't go there this turn. Do I just get more spice? I mean... It's pretty tempting. On the other hand, if I get 3 Solari, that's enough for my 2 spots that I want in the future. But I don't know. I feel like I can get that. It's just like, it's just so easy to get this spice right now. I'm doing that. Emmanuel, when is a good time to add the Ix expansion if you're playing the physical game? I mean, it really just depends on you. For me personally, I didn't want to add the expansion for a long time because I think that the base game it's so good. There's so much depth to it that, you know, I've played, I don't know, 100 games or something now, probably. And, you know, I'm still learning. I still feel like I have a lot to learn, a lot to improve, a lot to think about. When is the best time to do this? When is the best time to do that? Different strategies to try. You know, different strategies with different leaders. I still feel like there's so much to explore with just the base game that I really didn't want to add the expansion too early because you're just cutting off that learning experience and going on to the next thing. But, you know, it just depends on you. Some people just like to, you know, throw everything in. But the thing is, like, it's not just throwing everything in because it's not just adding, it's also subtracting, right? It changes some of the spaces. And by adding these new things, it's a different game. So whatever feels right for you, I guess. Okay, now it's showing us the discount for Lido, or maybe it always was. No, it's not showing the discount. I don't know. That's confusing. All right, well, we reveal for 2. I get another Solari, and with my 2, it's going to be another Liaison because I really want to try to get this. We'll see. Emmanuel, t'inquiète. If I'm right. Maybe you're not French, I'm just guessing. But, no, your English is fine, man. Michael, do I feel I can do well without winning the 2-point conflicts? It's a good question. It's definitely a big part of when I win the game. It tends to be because I win a 2-point conflict and by a spice must flow or something like that. You know, it's possible to win without winning those conflicts for sure. You can focus more on the influence tracks. You can focus more on Spice Must Flow. You can focus on the earlier conflicts and other ways of getting points, but it definitely helps a lot if you can win a 2-point conflict. All right. Well, the Chom directorship is still there. I definitely tend to fixate a little too much probably on these big cards. I just hate seeing other people get them, and I love getting them. Okay, reshuffle. Let's see what we get. Yeah, this is definitely not working out as, you know, it's not as nice of a start as I had that last game, unfortunately. But it is what it is. All right. I think maybe I want to get the High Council seat right now. And then get my Swordmaster after that, if I even still want to. So let's do this. I'm doing that because I think Leto wants to get it, so I need to do it now before he can block me. And no one is going to get the Swordmaster before me, so I have that leeway. Now, I can see that the top card of my deck is Convincing Argument. So, do I have a way of getting that? And it's going to be hard to make it to 8. You know, I could go to Mentat with this. Well, that would actually kind of do it, wouldn't it? That would do it. So maybe I don't bother with the Swordmaster right now. Or maybe ever. Yeah, it is always a bit strange to go back to a base game once you're used to playing with expansions. Definitely. Even for me right now, coming and playing this after playing Dune Uprising earlier today is a little weird, but it's an adjustment, that's all. But it's just such a genius game, man. I just can't get enough. Well, I can get enough. That's why I stopped playing the skirmishes, because I felt like I was getting more than enough when I was playing skirmishes all the time, as well as doing all this. Okay, so Sardaukar Legion to the Mentat. I'm only doing it for the card draw, right? I actually don't even want to use that as an agent, but it's my only way of drawing a card without losing Persuasion. So this is where my prescience is coming into play, right? I know the top card of my deck is going to get me to Persuasion, so I can do things like this. So I'm going to do it. Wait, what? Oh, the Sardaukar Legion provides one. Oh my god. For some reason, I thought the Sardaukar Legion had no persuasion on it, which is why I thought that was going to work. So I blew it. Yeah, Olivier, thanks. Yeah, too late. Okay. So that really sucks, because I would have much rather to have gotten the Swordmaster in that case, but I did what I did. So what can I do now? Well, my top card is a dagger now. That's not gonna help me out. Ouch. Well, I do have troops, right? From using that Sardaukar Legion, I've added some troops, so I could go to... I could go to Imperial Basin and just throw in a couple of troops, I guess. Or even just use the Arrakis Liaison. It's painful, but it is what it is. So, yeah, probably going to use the Arrakis Liaison. Mr. Michael, you saw it and didn't say anything. Yeah, you trusted me, right? He must know what he's doing. I'm just a viewer. He's the streamer. He must know what he's doing. I don't always know what I'm doing. So, yeah, feel free to point things out to me if you see something in the chat. And you know what? If you're wrong, that's fine. No worries. Yeah, help me cheat. By giving me, advice that the other players are not getting. All right, Leto now grabbing the Freeman Alliance. I'm starting to feel a little bit, a little bit sad with only one victory point compared to all of these. Okay, well, Leto has thrown in a whole lot here, so I no longer really have a shot at winning it, which is something I was hoping to maybe do. I could get, second, which is okay, but it's not great. Yeah. I'm thinking about maybe targeting this other Worm Riders. So if I do this, I'm doing that. Building up a garrison. So I have a total of 12 troops available to me, right? So 7 are currently sitting in my supply, hidden away somewhere else. I kind of wish they would show that. Ooh, Water of Life. Okay, so that means Ilbon is definitely going to pick up this Chom directorship, right? Or at least that's what he wants to do. Oh, he just missed it, though. Ooh, that hurts. He can get a Spice Must Flow, though, if he wants. Yeah. This feels like a very weak game for me right now. I've got... I don't have much going on the influence tracks. I haven't really gotten much... I haven't won anything, really. I don't even have a Sword Master. I don't really have any super exciting cards. I mean, I have a couple of nice ones. I've got the Sardaukar Legion. That's been okay for me. I've got the Worm Riders. Have I even... used this Death Commando yet? Imperium Trash, Intrigue. No, I haven't even managed to trash anything yet. Weird. Jason, do I think the game is hard to learn? Yes and no. I think the game, once you get into the groove and you start playing, it's not bad. But there's a lot of overhead, right? There's a lot of different... The thing with the game is there are all these different systems. You got agents, but to send an agent, you need a card. You need to send it to a space, but you need to match the icon on the space. You need to pay the cost. You get the reward. there's just a lot of different things happening at the same time. And so it's hard to kind of break it down and isolate. Let's just talk about this one thing, then let's expand and talk about this other thing. So it's a lot to take in all at once at the beginning. So the first time you play, you need to spend a lot of time kind of trying to figure it out. Your first game is going to be very slow in my experience. Every person's turn, it's like, wait, what can I do? I can do this. I can go here, but should I go here or should I do this? But once you play a few rounds and once you play a game, I think it starts to click, and it's really not that bad, but it's a lot to take in the first game. And if you haven't seen it, Jason, I did put up a video recently about how to play the game, and I do a complete playthrough of the game, teaching it as I go, explaining everything as I go. So you can find that on the channel and check it out if you haven't already. That was a large commitment there. Wow. Here's the link to the video, Jason. Okay. Snow Toad? No, I'm not playing for second. Although I understand what you're saying. If I say that, it's like the game will magically turn around for me. I have to say, I'm pretty tempted by this. I currently have 8 persuasion. I could just early reveal for this directorship right now. It may get reserved by a signet ring here, though. No? Okay. Should I be trying to get more victory points? That is one strategy some people try to do, is like they have this idea that more victory points is better. And that is one way of thinking about it for sure. But I'm trying a different strategy this game where I'm trying to keep my victory points light. It's like a lean victory point sort of strategy. All these people are sitting on these fat victory point totals. And I'm thinking maybe that will sort of slow them down in a way. Another way of thinking about it is I have a lot more room to grow, right? They're getting closer to sort of being capped on victory points in a way, but I have a lot more out there I could potentially get for the future. That's how I'm playing this game. Okay, but for real, what do I want to do? Do I want to get a Swordmaster? Whoa. What just happened there? Oh, he used Shifting Allegiances. So he lost this Freeman Alliance to gain this Guild Alliance, but he's thinking he can get it back anyway. Okay. Drawing a card will get me a reconnaissance. I'm doing it. And then I'm going to early reveal for that CHOAM directorship if it's still there. Not that, like, it's really going to necessarily make a big difference. Okay, here's the good news for me. The good news is my next card is Diplomacy. I have 6 spice, and round 7 is coming. So I am currently lined up for, you know, a Hayliner play for the level 7 conflict, which is good. Nobody else has enough spice to do it at the moment. So, you know, in all seriousness, I have not given up on this game. It's definitely not looking great, okay? But I'm not giving up. It's still possible that I could win. And I'm going to try, even though it's a low % chance, I think. There is a chance, and I'm going to try to do it. So I am going to early reveal, assuming that I get the chance to do it. Yep, okay. I'm going to take this, which is basically like 4 turns in a way. It gets me a couple of points right now. It gets me close to another couple of points. You know, I've got another point right there with the Emperor. So all of a sudden, things are not looking so bad. And, you know, if I can win a 2-point conflict next turn, you know, things can change fast. The worry here, right, is that if Sticky D does have enough water to visit the Great Flat, and if she does that, then she'll have 6 spice and she could Hayliner. She'll be the first player. So, you know, we'll see. The nice thing is everybody's still in this game. Nobody's left. So that's... I'm going to be drawing these 3 cards next turn. Okay, that's not what I wanted to see. That worries me. 8 cards in her deck. I don't see a Diplomacy in the discard pile. So probably she has Diplomacy in her deck, which means there's a very good chance that she's going to immediately Hayliner next round. So that's not good. But maybe she misses. Maybe she misses, maybe she doesn't do it. But I feel like if she gets the chance, she'll just open with it because she knows I've got 6 spice. You know, it's interesting. I can look at the cards in my own deck, but I can't look at the cards in other people's decks. But theoretically, it should be the same logic, right? So the reason I can look in my own deck is if I'm keeping track of the cards that I have, I know which ones are... Well, no. Okay, never mind. Because I don't know what's in their hand. So obviously I shouldn't be able to look at their deck. But theoretically, I should be able to look at a combination of all the cards that are in their hand and deck, right? That's information I could have if I were making note of all the cards they were acquiring. I didn't even notice when that Kwisatz Haderach got picked up. I have obviously been asleep at the wheel here. I remember seeing it show up in the Imperium row, but I missed when it actually got bought. Hey, Venom Loud, do I prefer this version of Dune or Uprising? It's too early to say. I've played Dune Imperium, the base game, many, many times at this point. I've played Dune Imperium twice. Uprising. I've played Dune Imperium Uprising twice. And I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to playing it more. But I would need to play it, at least like 30 more times to even begin to have an answer to that question. My suspicion is that I will still prefer this in terms of like, I think I will always think that this is like the best game, just the best game design. But, after I've played this a ton, I may end up preferring Uprising just because it's newer and there's new things to learn. But I doubt I will end up thinking that it's a better game, objectively speaking, just because I think this is so brilliant. How about you? I'd be curious about what people think in the chat who have played Uprising. Harold and Who rocketing up the VP here, about to get more Spice Must Flow. Okay, he got one. Oh, he was one persuasion short of being able to buy two. Ambush, he's going to get a point here. Oh my gosh. Okay, Harold Inho is on track to run away with this. All right, well, here's a 2-point conflict. Battle for Arakeen. And what do you know? Ilbon has an advantage in the conflict. I've got my diplomacy. Does Sticky D have Hayliner? Helena, did you get it? I think she has 3 cards left in her deck. Yeah. She had 8. She drew 5. So, there's a better than 50% chance that she got it. I think it's something like a 70% chance, but the fact that she's thinking about it this much is interesting. I'm in a good position. Oh, she didn't get it. Going to research station now, trying to draw it, I think is what's happening. And she definitely did draw it, but she now has to hope that I don't have Hayliner access, which actually, I think if she was like keeping track of all my cards, she potentially could have known that my diplomacy was coming up, but is Uprising coming to digital? No idea. There's been no comment on that. If it is, it's probably not going to be for a long time. I would say, like, you know, at least a year would be my guess, if not longer. All right, well, let's do this. There's a point there. They're all going in, baby. I'm not messing around. I've got another point here waiting, but I'm not going to use it yet. There's no need. Now, unfortunately, with the research station being taken, I don't really have much of a chance of making it to Spice Must Flow Persuasion myself. Hey, Fabi New Net. Yeah, sorry. I do stream on Twitch still. I just decided to try out YouTube today. I apologize if if you were waiting on Twitch over there. It was kind of a last minute decision. Just to experiment, I came over here. And it's probably possible to do both at the same time, but I don't know, you know. It would take some time to probably set that up, and I'm not sure my computer could handle it. I'm not sure how that even works. So, yeah, just trying things out on YouTube for today, but I will be back on Twitch for sure. My stream schedule is it's once a week, so it's now basically. So in terms of Eastern time, it's Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. All right. What do I want to do now? Okay, the swords, yeah. I don't know if I necessarily need these swords for the reveal. Maybe drawing a card just to get this out of the way for the future. Do I need more Solari for some reason? I think maybe I'm gonna do this. There's not a lot of intrigue cards happening. I think I'm just going to sit there. And maybe I can even win next turn's conflict too. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to make sure to catch the stream when it happens, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube. So for YouTube, I think if there's like a little notification bell thing you can click, and that at least will let you know as soon as I'm streaming here, so you won't get surprised. And for Twitch, you can follow me there. I think right now the follower goal I have is 175 on Twitch, and I'm currently at 174. So one of you could be the lucky number 175 that pops the follower goal. So that's something you can do, which is very exciting. Ilbon throwing in some troops here. Now, does he have a chance to win this? He has no intrigue cards. He would have to reveal for a lot of swords. I'm not sure if he has a lot of cards with big swords on them. Oh, I mean, if he wins this, it's definitely over. If he can somehow do that. Where could he go with this agent? There's not really... There aren't any good combat spaces left in terms of adding troops. And he has nothing in his garrison, so that shouldn't be a major concern. Mr. Maniacal is one lucky 175. Oh, I'm at 176. All right. Well, we'll call it a tie. We'll call it a tie. Okay, let me see. I'm going to set a new goal. Let's start a new goal. Let's see if we can hit... What the... Cannot start new goal. Why not? Oh, here we go. All right, let's make it 180. Can we hit 180? Can I get a 180, 80, 80, 180, 180, 180, 180? Okay. Well, I could get rid of this assassination mission finally. That wouldn't be the worst. Do I need to worry about this? Okay, I have no way of hitting another Hayliner, so I might as well give up on that idea. Or I could just... Do I have any chance of getting a point out of this opulence? Okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to get one spice. I'm going to trash this assassination mission. That'll get me some Solari. I'm going to deploy one troop because I'm just, like, for some reason, a little bit nervous. Hey, Troy, thanks for stopping in and saying hello. I appreciate that. See you next time. All right, we're at 177 on Twitch. We'll see if we can hit 180. All right, so this is looking pretty nice. I'm also happy to have that 4 Solari because that's going to allow me to hit up a rally troops, which might be helpful. Ooh, Peter. Peter's good. But yeah, I cannot afford a Peter. I'll probably end up getting the Freeman Camp because that can be a nice boost. Although, I mean, I'm likely not going to draw it before the game is over at this point. So it, to some degree, it doesn't matter too much what I buy, but you never know. Okay, let's reveal for 4. And yeah, we'll pick up the Freeman Camp here. It's also a 2 persuasion card. So that's good. But again, it's probably not going to matter. All right, so I did win the conflict. That is good. Oh, by the way, I'm telling people to follow me on Twitch. I'm not even posting the link. How amateur is that? There's the link for future reference. All right. So I've definitely managed to catch up in the points to an extent. In fact, you know, counting this favorite subject, I'm tied for, you know, with 7. But, you know, maybe I spoke too soon saying I'm not going to be drawing any of these cards. And maybe there's a chance that I will. Tiger, will this be uploaded to a video on YouTube? Maybe. Maybe, possibly, probably. Probably. But we'll see. I have a kind of a backlog of stuff that I haven't put on YouTube yet, and I'm not sure exactly what's going to go up when. All right, Leto now at 8 points. Now, let's say Leto wins this conflict. That's worth 2 influence with any faction. It would get him an alliance with the Bene Gesserit. Potentially, he could work on stealing the Emperor's alliance. So, I don't really want him to win that. I'm not sure what I can do about it. All right, I think I probably want to try to get myself a Spice Must Flow. So, drawing 3 cards might be the play. I would like this Spice in case there is another round. It would allow me to... Ooh. If there is another round, this will allow me to potentially get my diplomacy again. Let's research station. Look at all the cards. Bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them on. Bring them in. And... I'll deploy the troops. All right. We've got a lot of cards, so it's looking pretty good for at least a Spice Must Flow. We've got some swords to throw in. I could potentially do a thing where I go to rally troops and then throw in troops with the Legion. You know, this would be good for me to win also. That, you know, that could be... sorry, that could be the alliance with the Bene Gesserit for me. Which would be good. He did not throw troops in. That is interesting. All right, Snowtoad, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time, man. What do I want to do? You know, Carthag might not be bad. It's going to be gone if I wait. Like, I'd like to rally troops first, then go to Carthag, but I don't know if I can afford to do that. So I'm going to do this. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if this is the right play. But what this does is it puts me in contention to win, maybe, although there's still, you know, many agents to go. Okay, there's a point for Ilvan. Or if, you know, if I'm not going to win, I could just stage an incident and get a point that way. So this allows me to stage an incident and still get spice out of it if I come in third. We'll see. I do want to buy a Spice Must Flow, which means my only options for actually playing a card are Sardaukar Legion, which is probably what I want to do. Or Dune the Desert Planet. So, yeah, Legion up to rally troops, I think, is the move. Get myself ready for next conflict. You know, it could work out, okay? As long as there's another round. If this goes to next round, I've got a chance because I've got 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here. That's 3. That gets me to 9. Okay, I've got 9 points basically on board right now. And most likely I'm going to have 6 spice at the start of next round. I'll be the first player. So, I mean, I have to get lucky to draw diplomacy. But if I do, then I can immediately Hayliner. So, you know, like I said, you know, this game is not over yet. Not over yet. Not over yet. By the way, if you're watching this stream and you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, feel free to do that. That would help me out, and it would help you make sure to find videos and future streams in the future. Right now, I'm closing in on 500 subs. That would be very exciting. Currently, I believe we're sitting at, let's see, what's the live count? That's the breaking news sound. Live count is 419. Ooh. Well, I guess I could lose the CHOAM directorship. I don't want to lose a deployed troop. So it's going to be discard a card. And I think it has to be the directorship at this point. I don't think I can win this conflict, though. That gives me +4. That ties me with Helena. I don't know if I have another way of... I don't think I have another way of really increasing my strength. What's Helena going to do with her victory? She can steal the alliance from Leto. That would actually be helpful. I think I'm going to end up staging an incident here. Oh no. Rally troops got taken. I should have paid attention to that, because that meant I could have discarded one of these, really, I guess. But yeah, you know what? I can still use this. I'll send it up to Hall of Oratory and get some troops that way. Okay. There's still no need for me to do this. Olivier, play the Worm Riders to Imperial Basin so I have Hayliner. Well, I'm going to get Spice here from this conflict. And the swords from this could theoretically even let me get second with only one troop in here, which would get me another intrigue card, which I would like. Because, you know, the right intrigue card could also, you know, make the difference here. Oh, that's 9 points. He has 6 cards in hand. I mean, this could be over, right? Ilbon now, if he buys a Spice Must Flow, then it's game. Okay, Leto reveals for 7. I mean, it might not even just be one spice must flow, right? Harold is the one with the guild... Is it guild ambassador? The one that reduces the cost of spice must flow. So I think I will do this now just because the game might be over and it might, you know, it might help me get second, which doesn't matter, but at this point, I'm just going to do that. All right, reveal. Make the spice flow. And I don't want any of those. We'll end the turn. Yes, I'm sure. All right, Harold. I mean, I think the spice is gonna flow. That's what I feel. So, is he gonna send another agent first? He is. Just to get one spice. Potentially thinking about a tiebreaker situation. Or just having nothing else to do. And that still leaves him with enough for the spice must flow is probably what it is. Yep. All right. Good game. Does she have a way of stealing anything from Ilbon? Unfortunately not. I'm still going to do this. Just for my pride. So, yeah, what can Helena do? She can, you know, she can get the Bene Gesserit alliance with the victory. The intrigue card is not going to change too much. It might give her another point or something. But unfortunately, she can't steal anything from Ilbon. Second place is first loser. Yeah, I mean, it's winning is really all that matters. Corner the market. Yeah, I mean, this intrigue card here, I suppose, could help. There's a chance. There is a chance. Although, I don't know, because... Do I have enough spice must flow to make it work? I have 1. Don't you need 2? And I don't have the necessary requirements for... I never remember the name of the intrigue card that gives you points if you have a bunch of influence. So I don't think I have a way of getting points off of whatever intrigue card this happens to be. But we'll see what it is. Yeah, I got a lot of points at the end. I mean, that's how my games tend to go. With the way that I play, I'm usually behind for like the first half of the game. And then, you know, often there's an acceleration. Oh! Okay, that could have happened a little... Oh, there's the plans within plans. Does she have it? I mean, it's not going to be enough. But the funny thing is, if I had actually had that intrigue card for the cash-in, I would have lost in the tiebreaker anyway. Okay, congratulations to Harold and Ho with the winning Ilban Riche's game, and good game by the other players as well. Let's get into another one. All right, we've got, all right, join game. All right. Here we go. Choose my leader out of any of these. Okay. You know what I haven't done? I feel like I haven't played the Baron in a while. So let me pick the Baron. I could have looked at this Imperium row before choosing my leader, but whatever. Okay, nothing like super exciting here. Fabi, only way was if Helena got guild influence intrigue to take the alliance. The thing is, even if she did, she wouldn't have been able to play it. Well, I guess if she got like the demand respect, right? That could have done it. Where when you win a conflict, you can cash it in to get an influence. I guess that could have worked. All right, so as the Baron, at the start of the game, I secretly choose 2 factions. And the first time that I throw in 4 troops in one turn into the conflict, I gain 1 influence with those factions. I'm going to select the Freeman and... I'm somewhat tempted by the Bene Gesserit just because of this Bene Gesserit sister, but that probably isn't going to even be there when my turn comes around. I'm going to go Emperor. Okay. Interesting start. I would hope to be able to get a secure contract with one of these for a couple of reasons. One is just because early Solari is nice because that lets you get to Swordmaster, High Council, and so on. But also, I would like to have some Solari because next turn when I play my Signet Ring, I want to be able to activate it to get an entry card. But secure contract is snagged. So that means I kind of want to get into this conflict and try to get some Solari there. So why did I pick the Freeman and the Emperor? I picked them because I feel like these are ones I'm going to want kind of anyway, and it gives me a chance to potentially get the alliances there. Freeman because it unlocks Siege Tabor, so getting 1 influence there helps to do that. And Emperor, honestly, partly because it's thematic. The Baron, you know, is like friendly with them. But also because I feel like I'm going to be visiting Wealth anyway. So it just kind of gives me head starts on the places I'm visiting anyway. Sometimes it will depend on what's in the Imperium row. So another kind of reason I went with Freeman was because of Cheney here. Sometimes I like to lean into what's available to sort of just like give me some direction and allow me to get alliances. This is honestly pretty rough. This is a pretty rough start. Yeah. Even if I throw in 2 troops, I may end up with not much at all. Maybe I throw in 1? Oof. I'm just going to throw in 1 because I feel, first of all, you know, my only other card that I can play is the dagger. So I'm hoping to play it to Hall of Oratory just for something to do. But, I may not even get the chance. And I'm not going to hang on to it for a +1. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like 3rd is kind of the best I can do. And honestly, if I get that, 1 troop for 2 Solari would be okay. All right, Paul not throwing in more troops. Going for an early selective breeding. It's possible I could have snuck away with either tying, you know, maybe, but the other thing I'm considering is that I want to make sure I have troops in my garrison so that I can trigger the Master Stroke. And I think I want to do it next turn, possibly by maybe visiting Hardy Warriors to just throw in 4 troops and get it. The last time I played the Baron, I think I saved... I was kind of holding on to the Master Stroke for a long time, and sometimes I like to do that just to kind of keep the mystery so players don't know where my influence actually is. And other times I like to just, you know, get it out there early. All right, unfortunately that Cheney is gone. I was kind of hoping to pick that up. This did get taken. It did get taken. So, yeah. If I had thrown in the troop, there's a chance, you know, we'll see. They probably have daggers anyway, so whatever. We'll go with the cheap 2 Solari. All right, with 5 available to me. So, for example, if this card had been in the Imperium row at the start, I probably would have chosen the Guild as one of the options because that would have, you know, let me power that up. As it is now, I could go Other Memory and Bene Gesserit Protectiva. That could be interesting. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that because it's like kind of a cool potential combo. I can play the Other Memory, and if this is in my discard pile, I can draw it and then, you know, use it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. Normally, I like this card a lot, but we'll mix it up. So, yeah, I didn't even get to use both my agents on round 1. Oh, that's pretty sad. It's not what you want. It's not what you want. All right. I did get my 2 Solari, so that's fine. Machinations. Okay, so this is actually it's kind of a cool one for me to win as well, because it lets me get basically 4 influence in one turn. If I trigger the Master Stroke. So right now I'm thinking about seek allies to hardy warriors, throwing everything in, going for this victory. Let's see. All right, let's do it. Yeah, reveal them, baby. Okay, so that means Siege Tower is now available to me. I have 2 influence with the Freeman, so I can go there whenever now for the rest of the game, which is really nice. I got the 1 influence with the Emperor. I'm thinking about what I want to do with the rest of this. There are 2 of these Smuggler's Thopters here. I'm honestly considering sending the Diplomacy to Fold Space, which means I would not use my Signet Ring, which is kind of a bummer, but I can set my Signet Ring to Fold Space, and I can take the influence here, assuming I win, and be ready to actually pick these up. I mean, somebody else might do it, but I don't know. It's kind of an exciting idea. Okay, Helena going for Mentat. I wonder what she is fishing for right now. It's interesting. All right, let me do what I said. Gonna grab a Fold Space, end the turn, and you know, hopefully I can still win this. Okay, Ilbon grabbing High Council seat now. It's a strange Imperium row. All these Thopters. Thopters everywhere. Okay, what is Paul getting? Yeah, getting a Gun Thopter. I don't think these Smuggler's Thopters should be too exciting for people. Mr. Maniacal, what does Fold Space do? So, it's a card that you get for visiting the Fold Space. So if you go here, you get a Fold Space card into your discard pile. And it's an amazing card because it has every agent icon. So you can use this card to send an agent to anywhere on the board. You still have to pay for any costs and whatever, but you can use it to send an agent anywhere. It also draws you a card when you use it, but it then trashes itself. It's a one-time use, go anywhere card, which is really nice. Alex Wong, hey, nice to see you. Glad you could catch the stream here. All right, so I'm revealing. Unfortunately, I only have 2 persuasion right now. So that's going to be an Arrakis liaison, but I'm looking at these smugglers' thopters for the future, potentially. Wow, 8. What's he going to do? Okay, yeah, 2 Bene Gesserit sisters and an Arrakis liaison, potentially. Ooh, a fold space. Not a fold space, sorry. Space travel. Now, one thing that I maybe should be thinking about is I did pick up a couple of these Bene Gesserit combo cards. So maybe I should be getting Test of Humanity if I get the chance, rather than these things, but we'll see. It's a couple of rounds away. Yeah, space travel is a great card. Okay. Well, it's looking good here for my victory. So, what am I going to do? Well, it's going to be, I think, 1 with the Emperor and 1 with the Guild. I think. I could also do the Freeman and just try to make sure I get that alliance, but I'm going to do it this way. All right, and I'm rocketing off to a huge victory point total here. Compared to the last game where I had like 1 victory point until round 7, or whatever it was. All right. Let's see here. I have no troops, so unfortunately I can't really get involved too much here. Maybe just secure contract. Do I want High Council seat? This may be a game where I don't do the Swordmaster. I'm not sure. So theoretically, I could do Secure Contract, then I could do High Council. But that means I can't get the Intrigue card out of my Signet Ring, because I'd be short a Solari, unfortunately. But that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to use my scheme. Which is sad, but that's how it is, this game. Hey, Deadline, thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you've been finding the videos helpful. And how is it on Xbox? Does it work well? I've actually played it with a controller, I think once, just to test it out on PC. But yeah, how do you find the interface? Works well. Nice. So this dagger is going to be headed to the High Council. And I'm going to have 5 on reveal. I probably should get this. As much as I really want to pick up... I want these Smuggler's Thopters, though. That's the reason I went and got this thing. The thing is, nobody else wants them, so they're kind of just clogging things up for everybody else. And that... I mean, that is a pretty good card for me. It helps maybe make this worthwhile. It gives me a good target to use for the other memory. But, oh, there's also gene manipulation. Okay, no, there isn't. There's a... well, there is a power play. And so that's what it's going to be. All right. Power play, to me, is like one of the best cards available. It takes you to any faction, which is pretty hard to get. And when you use it, it gives you 2 influence instead of 1. Now, you then trash the card, but, you know, getting 2 in 1 turn is really, really nice. All right, I'm feeling like this is a no Swordmaster kind of a game, potentially. We'll see how that goes, but... you know, at this point, it would just be way too much work, I think, to make that happen. Do you bank unused influence between rounds? No, you do not. That would be a very different game. Use it or lose it. You were promised some Smuggler Thopters. I know. But they gave me a power play. And nobody else wants these Thopters, so it kind of suits me to have them just there, you know, waiting for me. Guild Bank. Okay. All right, so... this other memory could pick me this, could grab me this Missionar Protectiva. However, it would mean not using my fold space. Got a lot of persuasion at the moment. I think You know what? I think maybe having some water could be good. So I'm going to do this right now. Get a little bit closer to that alliance. I've got even more persuasion. My goodness. Well, maybe 2 smugglers thopters this turn. I mean, this round. What are the cards here? Okay, Look at everybody's empty garrisons. 0, 0, 0, 0. That's pretty funny. I mean, do I just buy a Spice Must Flow at this point? Or do I clear out these Thopters? Oh my goodness. I mean, I have to get the Thopters, right? The people were promised some Thopters, and I have so far denied them. Alright, everybody getting the Sword Masters. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. What am I going to be doing? Well, I'm considering just buying a Spice Must Flow. I mean, it's kind of... It's right there, you know. But... Nah. It's Thopter's time, baby. So... I could use the other memory. For 8. All right, I want an intrigue card. That's interesting. Let's get rid of that. Maybe I get some cheap Solari here. Look at all these agents. I'm out of agents. Oh no. The AI. Okay, well luckily there was nothing to do. Alright, well I can't make that mistake again. In Dominion, you can buy points too early. Yeah, so in Dominion, you know, you don't really want to buy a province right away, right? Because it clogs up your deck. To an extent, it's similar, but not really. The game just works quite a bit differently than Dominion. You know, Dominion is only about, you know, how much money can you get every turn. That's all it is, basically. Where there's a lot more to this game than just that. So, as a general rule of thumb, I would say if you can buy a Spice Must Flow, it's not a bad thing to do. It's maybe not necessarily the best thing you could do, but you know, usually it's not the worst thing to do. And yeah, it's not a great card in your deck, right? Because you can't use it to send an agent. But sometimes getting that spice on reveal can be nice. It's a way to get spice without having to send agents to the maker spaces on the board, which are these 3. So it's really not bad. And I'm pretty sure that buying it would be the right move for me right here. I'm just thinking about buying these Smuggler's Thopters kind of more because it's funny. And, like, it's not bad, I don't think, having 2 cards in my deck that both draw me 2 cards when I play them. I don't think is a bad thing at all. The people were promised Thopters. Everyone else is so happy I did that. Do I want a recruiter as well? No, I don't think so. Do I want a liaison, though? Yes. Dr. Al Gabe. I mean, I have no idea how that's going to work out. We'll see. We will see. Am I going to win this with 1 troop? Surely not. Surely not. Surely Helena is going to go here or here. This Mentat, yeah. But I may end up getting like 4 Solari. We'll see. Some very nice cards have showed up here. So another power play. And Thufir Hawa, which is one of my favorite cards. Just because it's so versatile. Can take you anywhere except the Lance Rat spaces. Draws you a card when you play it. Or you can reveal it and get an intrigue card. So just high quality stuff. All right. So I'm definitely not winning this with 1 troop. But looks like second. It feels so weird to be like already done playing and everyone else is still doing stuff. This is super rare. For me not to get Swordmaster, this is probably the first time in like, you know, a month. Or the first time in like, you know, 20 games or something, maybe more, that I've not tried to get Swordmaster. Mm-hmm. All right, well, that's a pretty good deal. 1 troop for 4 Solari. I mean, it's an even better deal for Ilbot. 6 Solari for 1 troop. Okay. Okay, look at all this. Look at all this. I may not even use the Smuggler's Thopter now. I'd like to get that. I'm thinking power play here. to grab that alliance. Or... does anyone have the water? Yeah. Lucho has the water to go here, but... because if I were to do this... over here instead... I could maybe get both of these alliances this turn. So I think I try for the Emperor. With the power play. And then I try for the Freeman with the diplomacy. We'll see. We'll see what's available when my turn comes around. Power play and Thopter will leave me enough for Jessica. Yeah. If I even have a place to send the Thopter when that happens. At the moment, the only place it could go is secure contract. Nobody went here on their first round, which means maybe I don't need to do it immediately. Maybe I should do the secure contract, although I don't see anyone else being super excited to go to secure contract. Nobody else really needs the Solari, so I'm going to do this. Grab the alliance, get a couple of troops in my garrison. I have the Solari, which, you know, it could go to some troops, maybe a Mentat, maybe an intrigue card. And we'll see. Yeah. So drawing 2 cards with this Smuggler's Thopter does make sure that I'll have at least 7 persuasion. Because I only have 1 card in my deck that doesn't give me persuasion. Everything else does. All right. Now, Jessica may be gone by the time my turn comes around, is one thing that's a little disturbing. Paul also not having a Swordmaster. Only has 3 cards in hand, though, but does have a High Council seat. Helena drawing a couple of cards, could be getting to a Jessica if she doesn't early reveal. Everybody has the High Council seat, so I think there's going to be some temptations for early revealing. I maybe should just early reveal right now, to be honest. I think that's the move. Like, yeah, going here would be fine, but this Solari is not that important to me. So let's do this. The Thopter does get me a spice. We'll grab the Jessica. We'll grab the Freeman Alliance now. Another victory point, another water. And there we go. A 1 agent turn. Who needs all these agents? Swordmasters, Mentats, blah. One guy. Good enough. Now, I still need 4 more points somehow. That's what I did wrong last game. I kept playing all my agents. Yeah. You know, sometimes there's too many cooks in the kitchen. And, you know, I mean, if you think about it, all the movie trailers about like epic stories, it's never like a few different people did something great. No, it's always in a world of deceit and power grabs, one man will risk it all. At least that's what they used to be. And that's a pretty old style thing now. That was like 80s and 90s. Every fucking movie trailer. It was always in a world and one man. I mean, I'm not saying all movies are about one man, but like the epic trailer voice was never like multiple people. 3 separate, different agents. Okay, these people are fighting over this conflict. So, how am I going to get more points? I need to buy more Spice Must Flow. There's potential point for me here. Maybe I could get this guild alliance. At some point, maybe I can win a conflict. Oh, if I could get the opulence, that might be a way. Since I don't need the Solari for a Swordmaster. Yeah, I mean, that time I didn't buy the Spice Must Flow. We'll see if we end up looking back on that when we're really missing 1 victory point. Because that is one thing, is cards that draw you more cards, they're not as great when you don't have agents to use those cards. So who knows? Maybe I end up getting a late Swordmaster for some reason. Okay, Opulence is gone. Paul fighting for 2nd place. Maybe he has another intrigue card he wants to use, but if he does, he's not going to get a chance. Due to the way that this unfortunately works in the digital version. If that Thopter was a spice, we wouldn't have enough for Jessica. That's a good point. That's a good point. Desert Power. Okay, these 2 could potentially get me an influence somewhere. But maybe I'd rather get an intrigue card. Ooh, I could use the other memory to draw the Jessica. That's kind of fun. So I'm looking at probably getting a Spice Must Flow. Unlikely to be able to really win this. I'd like to be at 6 spice for next round, although it's not super likely that I get my diplomacy next round. There's a decent chance. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping to do that myself. I wanted the extra card. I could get absolutely insane and go to research station. Okay, so other memory to Jessica. And then I think I want to play the Jessica. If I want Spice Must Flow, I think maybe I have to do Research Station. So I'm just going to do it. Oh, hello. There's that Smuggler's Thopter. And I don't know about this. Reveal the Jessica, play the Mission Art Protectiva. It could work. It would get me an influence wherever I want. I could take it with the guild. It would also allow me to... I could go to Carthag and throw troops in if I wanted to. How many swords do I have? Just... Can 2 players play on one PC local? No, I don't think so. I think I just want to get these cards out of the way. I don't think I want to get into this conflict, so I'm going to do this. Maybe even this. No, let's not get too crazy. Recall one of my agents is kind of interesting. So I could still potentially play this if this space is available, but it's probably not going to be. But I could do a signet ring. Maybe I just hold it. I mean, I'm hoping I can somehow sneak this Missionara into Carthag. That would be great. And then I could get this influence here. It's not super likely with these two still there, but you never know. We'll see if I can get in there. Like, if I can go to Carthag and throw in 3 troops, then, you know, I might try it. But I'm not super confident it's going to be available. It is available. Well, you know, I'll try. Here we go. Let's take this one back. Oh. That's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. Plans within plans. I've got a realistic chance of getting 2 VP out of that. All right, let's throw in all 3. See if we can steal that. Ilbon still has a chance to get in there as well. 2 agents remaining. All right. Just, I have to figure out how to get rid of spammer on YouTube. Okay, wow. Oh my god. Ilbon. Holy smokes. 3 victory points. He just grabbed 2 Spice Must Flows and got an opulence point. That is pretty wild. All right. So I'm not going to win this, unfortunately, after all. But the water and the spice, if I can get that, might come in handy. Oh. So I think if I can get the shifting allegiances, I'm going to want it. Oh, Paul, look at you. Either that or a voice. Okay, well, we reveal a lot of stuff. And 9 plus 3 is 12, right? Yeah. Okay, well, I might as well buy the Shifting Allegiances first. I think that's what I want. I'm considering the voice. But I think this might be better. So I'm going to do that. And then we'll get a Spice Must Flow. Okay. This thing really might make a big difference. I need 1 influence here, 1 influence here. Should be doable, I feel. All right, but here comes a level 7 conflict. So this could be worth a couple of points. This could be the final round. You know, if Ilbon can win a 2-point conflict and buy a Spice Must Flow or get a victory point here or here, that would do it. Waiting for other players to continue. What is happening right now? It's not waiting for me, right? Oh, demand respect. Okay, where's that happening? All right. All right, here's Battle for Carthag. And Ilbon has the advantage there. It's a little frightening. At least he doesn't have a whole bunch of spice. That's good news. All right. No Jessica. I do have my Thopters. Maybe I can find Jessica with my Thopters. I think I want to get the spice from the Haga Basin with a Smuggler's Thopter, and then, you know, maybe I draw into Diplomacy and can hit Hayliner. Maybe I draw Jessica, maybe I draw some other stuff, maybe I get a Spice Must Flow. I think that's what I want to do. Alternatively, I could just draw 1 card with the other memory, but I really do need to get these points. Doing this and this is a better chance of getting at least one of them, which is 1 victory point. But these, I mean, these Thopters have to do something, don't they? All right, here we go. Come on, baby. Well, hey, all right. All right. Jessica just flew in on a Thopter. Now, it's not a diplomacy. I could theoretically send Jessica to, like, Mentat. No, I can't. Not anymore. But, I mean, I do want to send her here if I can, right? I need to get that. The trouble is that brings me down below Spice Must Flow money. Well, no, she's going to draw me 2 cards, so that should be fine. So I just have to hope that Secrets is still available when my turn comes around. I obviously can't get both of these influences this turn. So, you know, okay. So that feels like it might be a Hayliner next turn for Lucho, which is, you know, that's okay. That's not a threat. All right. Let's do this. Ooh, ambush. Don't know if that's going to matter. Spice must flow. Reconnaissance. Okay. Ooh, it just barely got me to 9. That was close. I don't like this. I hope Helena can hit the Hayliner here and take those points away from Ilbon, because Ilbon is way too close to a victory for my liking. Firm grip. Yeah, okay. So that alliance is not going to happen for me. Probably wasn't going to happen anyway. Let me just take a moment to say thank you to everybody who's tuning in here live. Very happy to have you here with me, watching, chatting along. And thank you to everybody who's been watching the videos and been leaving really nice comments. I read them all. I really appreciate it. Everyone's been super nice. And yeah, it's a real pleasure to have people appreciate what I'm doing and to, you know, let me know how you're feeling about stuff. So thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so it's a reveal. Wait. Oh, it showed 8 there for a second. It really freaked me out. The spice must flow. And that's that. Now, this I do not like. I do not like Ilbon winning this conflict, which is unfortunately what it looks like is about to occur. This gives me a point, so potentially he gets to 10 points, and then I beat him on the tiebreaker with Spice. Or, hopefully, I mean, honestly, that would be great. If it works out like that, then that's what I want, because that means that I'll win. Okay, going to Carthag. Yeah, he got blocked on these spots, right? This is where he's missing a point, and he didn't make it there. The intrigue card could theoretically do something for him. Oh, he used Test of Humanity, so Paul had to discard something. You can't make me discard when I don't have any cards, baby. That's the advantage of no Swordmaster. It's actually broken. You can't you can't make someone discard when they have no cards. So, early reveal every turn. Ilbon has 8 cards in hand. So if it's 1 Spice Must Flow, then I can win. If it's 2, then I'm done. So we're just going to have to see. Paul going in for second place. Lucho reveals. Currently they're tied for second. We'll see what Paul has for a reveal. I'm a little bit sad that I couldn't get that influence there. I mean, maybe there's still another round. But another round is not necessarily good for me. I'm hoping that I can sneak a win on a tiebreaker. That would be ideal. But Footsome guy here, Ilbon, does have the guild bankers, but he only has 8, so he gets 1 Spice Must Flow, not 2. So I think I'm gonna get him on the tiebreaker. Depending on what intrigue card he has, if he has some way to get one of these 2 influences, then I'm cooked. But I think this is going to be a little shocker. I think it's going to be a little last second plan within plan from the Baron. Oh, wait a minute now. Does she have another one? No. Actually, no, this is better for me. It's better for me if what's happening, yeah. I actually want Ilbon to win this conflict. Because if Helena were to steal it, we would go to the next round, and then who knows what would happen. But if Ilbon wins this, I'm pretty sure I win the game. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, what a hilarious way to win as the Baron. It's just very fitting. The plans within plans, the master stroke. We'll see if anyone's even here. All right. Well, that's good. That's actually my first win in a while. I think I've been on like a 6-game losing streak or something, maybe more. I'm not sure. Something like that, it feels like, which happens. So, if you're worried about, not winning games that much, it happens to everybody. And so just keep on playing when you feel like playing, and don't worry too much about it. Try your best. Don't give up. You never know. You can be behind in a game and you can end up winning it if you keep trying. So, happy to get the win on the Spice Tiebreaker. That is pretty funny. And that is going to do it for the stream today. So thanks to everybody for tuning in, for chatting, for following. Thanks for those of you who followed me over on Twitch. You can find me there, twitch.tv/bludgeon. And I will see you next time in the next video. So have a great day, evening, morning, whatever it happens to be. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.